Hey there, happy Friday. It's Melissa Benaroya with Childproof Parenting, and I'm popping in today, number one, to check on those of you who completed the Keep Calm Challenge and ask you if you have continued to practice those empathetic statements. I just wanted to mention this as a reminder for you to practice, but also maybe reflect on how things have changed since it's been a week since the challenge. Has anything changed in your home? Have you reverted back to old habits and behaviors, or are you still staying focused? I got a lot of you saying that this practice has changed things in your home immensely. Some of you saying it's not changing my child's behavior, and we'll remind you it's not about your child's behavior. Many times it's about you and focusing on your emotional state to stay calm and your self-soothing skills. So just wanted to check in there. I also wanted today to talk about how we can create greater feelings of cooperation on our child's part, how we can get kids to listen. So many of you may have received an email from me, and if you're not on my mailing list, you can go to childproofparenting.com and sign up to receive emails from me. I generally send emails once or twice a week. Right now it's a little heavier than that because I've got a lot of fun stuff going on. But I wanted to address something that Jessica had sent to me today. First of all, she said she's excited to attend the webinar next week. I think she's coming on Tuesday. There's 2 days next week, Monday and Tuesday, one in the evening and one in the morning, just to make sure it's accessible for everybody. But she wrote me with one of her biggest challenges, and it was bedtime. So let me share with you what it was she wrote. She said, bedtime is so challenging. The big kids are so rowdy despite lowering the lights, putting away the toys and electronics early. We've had to repeat ourselves so many times when changing clothes or getting toothbrush done or laying down for diaper changes, always having to chase them or pull them or take their hand to direct them. Sounds really exhausting, and just so happens Jessica has 3 kids. She has a 3-year-old, 2-year-old, and a baby. A lot going on there. She's keeping our kids in their beds and having to stay with them or lay down with them to keep them in their beds is challenging. They keep getting up, playing with each other, or messing with their pillows and blankets, or opening the door. Even worse, they make up things like needing to go potty or needing more milk or needing to fix their blankets. How many of you can relate to that? Sounds familiar probably. And maybe it's not around bedtime. Maybe it's getting out the door in the morning. Maybe it's getting out of bed. These are all common challenges that I would say almost every single parent experiences at different points in their parenting journey. For many of you, it's early on. It's in those toddler preschool years. Power struggles become a big issue because they're separating from you. They're learning that they are a separate person and entity. They actually psychologically identified as part of you, and now they're separate. And they have that awareness, and they want to assert their separateness and acknowledge that they have an opinion and that they do have control over their life. So that's why these power struggles begin. It comes up again in the teen years. Sometimes it continues throughout childhood. What I will say is, if you do have the tools and the strategies, you can avoid a lot of this. Can you avoid it 100% altogether? No. But you can minimize the amount of time and energy you put into getting your child to listen and cooperate. And that will help you to eliminate or decrease the amount of nagging, yelling, repeating yourself. That's exhausting. Even just saying those words, I feel drained. I can feel it in my gut. So that is why I have chosen to offer my Parenting with Confidence, Preventing Power Struggles seminar next week. Now, there's a live webinar. I'm going to offer it twice, and it's going to be live both times, so you're not going to see a recording. You and I are going to be able to interact, and I promise Jessica I'm going to respond to a lot of her questions on that webinar, because I think many of you and those people that have signed up for this webinar that aren't here on this page will really benefit from hearing those responses. So we're going to talk about what the common parenting mistakes are that many people make that actually backfire. We are maybe replicating the way we were parented, or we're just kind of winging it and shooting from the hip, I want to share with you what those challenges are or what those mistakes are and how we can correct those mistakes or make simple changes so that you are more effective. So you don't have to nag and yell and repeat and remind and rationalize all of that stuff out the door. We're also going to talk about what causes this behavior. What is underneath this behavior? And I talked already today a little bit about this need for power and control, but there's lots of things fueling this behavior. And I think understanding what's underneath it can provide you more understanding, which will allow you to be calmer and also choose an appropriate response. Because many times when we are responding to something, we're actually reacting. And reacting, we can't be thoughtful and intentional about how we're parenting. So we're going to talk about what's causing that behavior. I think a lot of light bulbs will turn on. It's kind of an aha moment for many people. And then we're going to talk about one powerful parenting tool that ideally is going to help you to avoid these challenges, but also will be helpful when things escalate from 0 to 60. And having clear language, clear understanding of how you're setting limits and how you can share power and control so your child wants to do what it is that you need them to, so they actually feel cooperative, so they actually acknowledge that there are things that they have control over and they don't have to go looking for power and control. So I really hope that you will join us next Monday or Tuesday. So you only have a few more days to sign up and space is limited. So I want to make sure I get this out to you ASAP. I want to make sure that if you want a spot, you sign up early. I will make sure I include a link below for you to register. And I want you to bring all of your questions with you. I know maybe you related to Jessica's story around bedtime. Maybe it's like, whoa, is she living in my house? And maybe it's different for you. So please bring your questions. I want to be able to answer all of them that day. Obviously, we're not going to solve every parenting challenge there is, but it is one powerful tool, and it's one of the tools that I actually teach during the Childproof Parenting Program. And that program is open for enrollment, but only for one more week. So I also wanted to remind you, if you were interested, go ahead and check it out online. I'm happy to answer questions about that as well. But I think you'll get a sense of how I approach parenting, what my philosophy is. And I really have an eclectic philosophy. I am a licensed therapist, but I'm also a certified Gottman educator. And if you don't know Dr. John Gottman, he's a world famous researcher on couple relationships and emotion coaching with children. I'm also certified in positive discipline, which is based on Adlerian psychology. So all evidence-based, effective tools and strategies. This is not just like, oh, this worked for me with my kids. And I do have kids and I've been practicing this for a long time. But this is something that hundreds and thousands of people have been using in their own homes and their families. And I'd tell you right now, I myself have spoken to or worked with hundreds of thousands of families that it's working for as well. So I want to just give you a little bit of taste. I want you to take a little nugget with you away that I think is going to make a significant change in your relationship with your child and the way everybody engages in your home. And the goal is that things feel lighter and peaceful and more joyful when you are together with your children. All right, so just wanted to lay that out for you. I hope to see you in one of these webinars. I'm going to try and work on getting a replay, so if you miss it, I hope to get it to you, but you have to sign up in order to get that. Otherwise, I don't know who to make it available to. So just wanted to let you know I'm doing my best to be able to get replays out. I cannot promise it, and I will tell you it's much more powerful if you show up in person because you and I can dialogue. I can answer your questions. I can be more specific. So please show up. I'd love to have you. It's called Preventing Power Struggles. It kind of starts off with parenting with confidence, preventing power struggles. But this webinar is specifically about power struggles, how to avoid them, and how to manage them. All right, I am going to sign off for today. I really hope I get the opportunity to see you next Monday or Tuesday, but if not, I will be back next Friday, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.